Hey everyone, check out the description below where you can find a link to Amazon to buy this football and the prep kit. I picked this thing up probably 6 months ago. It's been awesome. I loved everything about this football. I play flag football in a couple of leagues where I'm at, so the ball probably sees 2 to 3 games a week, just depending, and that's been for the last 6 or 7 months or so. Ball's held up really well. I got a conditioning kit I got for it, which I'll talk about here in a second. Once you go leather, you never go to another football. The composite ones are fine, I guess, if you're not playing every day, but when you have a leather football, the stick and the tack is just so much different, especially if you condition it. This football has lasted really well and through all weather conditions. If you play with a composite ball in the rain, the thing gets super slick. So the leather balls are a lot better for that. They do get a little bit waterlogged, so they're a little bit heavier during rain games, but they maintain their tack really well. What makes the Duke just a little bit different is it doesn't have the white panels like a college ball has. It's leather throughout, so there's no difference in where you're handling the ball. On the GST, sometimes if you get a high grip, you get your hand on the white panel a little bit, and it kind of throws it off. I don't like it so much. That's why I went with the Duke. As far as how to keep this and maintain it, a conditioning kit is key if you're getting a leather football. The one I got is right here, the Wilson Game Day Prep Kit. I love it. That tack bar, it's going to last for a couple of years. It comes with a tack bar and a brush. You see the brush here on the other side. I think it was about $20 something. Definitely worth it because, like I said, it's going to last for a couple of years. The one thing I'll say about this tack kit, the brush is pretty hard. And if you look at this football, I mean, from a ways away, it looks like an NFL game day football like they would use, and you can even kind of see the bumps here on the ball. If you bring it in a little bit closer, if you can see, the bumps are worn down a lot, and a bunch of my receivers complain about the ball getting really slick as the season went on. And that's true. I think in part it was because I was rubbing this down with the tack bar almost every weekend, and that was bad on my part. I didn't know that you probably aren't supposed to tack this up every weekend. If you do tack it up, it's probably better to use a polishing cloth rather than the brush, because the brush, like I said, you can kind of see it rubbed off all the grip on it. So this ball is extremely slick. The only time it's really tacky now is when it gets wet, like on a damp, rainy day, because when the leather gets damp like that, it does get a lot stickier. So the process for this is pretty simple. You take your tack brush, and you also need a towel, a damp towel. You want to dampen this football all the way around with a wet towel. And I don't mean get it soaked and waterlogged, I just mean dampen the leather. Once it's damp like that, just let it sit. It should only take 5 or 10 minutes, I guess, depending on how humid your particular region is. Once it's dried out a little bit, you can start the conditioning process. So to do that, open this tack bar kit. Okay, and it's got two sides, the Wilson side and a blank side. I use a blank side, and I always keep this inside my house so that the bar is a little warm. Then you're going to take this brush and just kind of rub the tack bar, and you should feel some resistance when you're rubbing it, and then you can kind of see on the brush, you'll get that tack in there. Now on this damp ball, you're going to lightly brush, and I like to go in a circular motion on this. I'm going to lightly brush this tack into the leather. Okay, now again, my mistake was doing this way too often. All right, and I probably spent too much time on each panel. So I spent about 5 minutes on each panel of the football, just rubbing like this. And when I first got the ball, it was awesome because it got that pink dye off of it really quickly, and it was extremely tacky and sticky. and my receivers loved it for the first like probably 2 months that I had it. Like I said though, if you keep doing this, it'll eventually wear it down. So you do that about 2 to 3 minutes on each panel. Make sure you cover the whole thing. I only give the tack a brush or two on the laces, just because the laces are kind of the most delicate part of the football. If you break the laces in the ball, you have to relace it, or I don't even know how to do that. But I only give it about 1 or 2 brushes on the laces here. 1 to kind of clean them up a little bit, and 2 if I can get a little tack on the laces. It usually makes my grip a little bit better. One other note, when you get this ball, this panel right here is the slipperiest part of the ball. So I spent some time on this getting the tack in there. Again, I wouldn't use this brush for every single time you do this. I maybe use a polishing cloth next time once you get the dye taken off initially and you get a good solid tack on it. So that's how to use the Wilson kit here. It works great for me. Don't do it too often. Use a polishing cloth, and you should have a football that'll last a really, really long time. If you got any questions, leave it in the comments below. I'll try to answer them. Hey guys, thanks for watching my video on the NFL football and the game day prep kit. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like and share my page, and if you want either one of these items, the links are down below in my description. Click on that and it'll take you right to the links in Amazon. Like, I'm gonna buy another Duke football for next season, just because I love the ball so much. It held up really well and everything, like I said. The only don't I would say about it is don't use the tack brush every single day.